dear 10th grade students, I wish you are all well today. Today we are going to talk about conditional sentences. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to distinguish between the 4 types of conditional clauses and form sentences by using them. Conditional sentences. A conditional sentence is a sentence that expresses a condition. It contains an independent clause and a dependent clause that almost always begins with if. So, when we form conditional sentences, we have 2 clauses. One is independent clause and the other is dependent clause. And the dependent clause contains if. For example, if I study, I will pass the exam. Here we have if clause and another clause. Conditional sentences. There are 4 types of conditional sentences. What are they? They are type 0, type 1, type 2, and type 3. Now we are going to talk about these types. 0 conditional sentences, type 0, used for things that are always true, like scientific fact. We have 2 clauses. Both are in present simple. Form or the form of 0 conditional type is if or when plus present simple. The other clause also is present simple. For example, if or when the temperature of water falls to 0 Celsius, it turns into ice. Now, we have if or when. Then, the verb of the first clause is falls because temperature of water is singular, and the verb of present simple is also must be singular, so we use falls. The second clause, it turns into ice. Also, the other verb is simple present singular. Number 2, if or when you press the button, the television turns on. Again, we have 2 verbs in both clauses, and the 2 verbs are in present simple. So, in type 0, both clauses have to have present simple verb. First, conditional sentences or type 1, used to express situation in which the outcome is likely to happen in the future. The if clause takes present simple, while the main clause takes future verb, which is model, plus verb infinitive, such as will. The form is if plus present simple verb with if clause. The second clause will or model, any other model, such as can, may, plus verb infinitive. For example, if you set your mind to a goal, you will eventually achieve it. Again, if you set, notice that the verb set is simple present, your mind to a goal, you will eventually achieve it. Second, conditional sentences or type 2, used to express imaginary situations or things that are unlikely to happen. The if clause takes past simple, while the main clause takes modal verb might, could, or would plus infinitive verb. The form is if plus past simple verb. In the other clause, we will have a modal such as would or could or might plus infinitive verb. For example, If I inherited $1 million, I would travel to the moon. Notice that the verb with if clause is simple past and the other verb in the other clause is would plus verb infinitive. Third, conditional sentences type 3 used to talk about something that didn't happen in the past. The if clause takes past perfect, had plus verb 3, while the main clause takes modal verb, might, would, could, plus have, plus past participle or verb 3. The form is if plus had plus past participle, which is called past perfect, and in the second clause we will have modal verb such as would or could plus have plus verb 3 or past participle. For example, if you had worked harder, you would have passed your exams. Again, if you had worked, notice that we have had plus verb 3, which is called past perfect, and we have would, have, and the verb 3 passed your exam. Now, let's do this exercise together. Complete the conditional sentences. Number 1. I to America if I had a passport. We have to correct the verb travel. First of all, you have to find out which type is this sentence. How can we find the conditional type? First, where is if? It's in the middle of the sentence. And the verb here is had. It is simple past. So here we are talking about excellent type 2. So what we have to do is to put would plus the verb between the brackets as it is. Travel. Number 2. If it, what will you do? Rain. Which type is this sentence? Excellent. It's type 1. How do you know? We have will. So the verb must be present simple. So the subject is singular. We make the verb singular by adding s. If it rains, what will you do? Number 3. If the storm's wind speed reaches 111 km per hour, it into a hurricane. Change. So, again, which type is this sentence? It's type 0. How do you know? It's talking about scientific fact. The first verb is simple present, which is reaches. So, the other verb must be also present simple. The subject is it. It's singular. So, the verb must be also singular. So, we add s. It becomes changes. If the storm's wind reaches 111 km per hour, it changes into a hurricane. Example number 4. If she early, she would prepare the food. Which type is this sentence? It's type 2. How do you know? Because we have would plus verb infinitive. So the verb in the first clause must be simple past. So the simple past of come is came. If she came early, she would prepare the food. Now we have finished our lesson today. بإمكانكم مشاهدة هذا الموقف التعليمي لمرات عديدة من خلال الرابط أو الكود الموجود في أسفل الشاشة. Now, goodbye.